Yesterday and Saturday. I was indoors. Of course, I was Netflixing and chilling. Not that Netflixing and chilling. Netflixing and chilling because it has different meanings.
Okay.
Why do you have to?
So you were
I had
busy
to
watching
stress it.
movies.
Yes, I was just watching movies.
Okay. Foreign, local.
If I tell you the type of movies I watch, you will shake your head. I watch Korean movies. It just excites. When I watch these movies, I then ask myself, Kilo wo yi gan papa? Kilo it has
but
like,
they've got good
and it has like
storyline.
23 episodes, 14, 16. One even has like 52 Empress Key.
I've done 280 episodes before. I can't remember the name of the movie now, but it's not Korean. I think South African, yeah.
Who are you guys actually?
200 and something. Of course, you didn't watch it in 1 month.
No, within 3 weeks.
Aye.
I was very intentional, yeah.
Ah.
Then I passed it on to Bimbo. To go on. All right, let's take a news point. 2027 tussle. Supreme Court hears ADC PDP crisis suits on Tuesday. The Supreme Court of Nigeria will on Tuesday hear separate appeals arising from leadership disputes in two opposition parties, the African Democratic Congress, ADC, and the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The appeal by embattled ADC National Chairman David Mark is slated for hearing alongside that of Governor Seyi Makinde's backed factional leadership of the PDP, led by Taminu Turaki, SAN, both challenging judgments of the Court of Appeal of Nigeria. The PDP crisis is headed for judicial resolution at the Apex Court, as the Turaki-led faction is challenging the Appellate Court decision which nullified its national convention and leadership structure. The faction had insisted that a judgment, if allowed to stand, would destabilize the party and had therefore approached the Supreme Court for a final determination of the dispute. Mark, a former Senate president, is seeking an order to stay the execution of March 12 Appellate Court judgment affecting the leadership of the ADC, pending the determination of his appeal. A hearing notice in appeal number SC CV180-2026 between Mark and Nofiu Balagumbe and 4 others is fixed for April 14 for the proceeding. The notice issued through the litigation department of the Apex Court was cited in Abuja on Sunday. The date coincides with an earlier hearing scheduled before Justice Emeka Onwite of the Federal High Court in a related matter. However, the lower court may step down its proceedings in deference to the Apex Court in line with the hierarchy of courts. In the appeal, Mark listed Gombe, the ADC, Rauf Aregbesola, INEC, and former ADC National Chairman Ralph Umosu as the first to fifth respondent. Through his lawyer, Rilwan Okpenachi, Mark is asking the court to stay execution of the Appellate Court judgment and restrain INEC from recognizing any person other than him and the current national officers of the party, pending the hearing and determination of the appeal. He also sought an order restraining INEC from tampering with the party's leadership structure as presently constituted under Mark, as well as an order judgment staying further proceedings in suit number FHC ABJ CS 181-2025 before Justice Binta, pending the determination of the appeal. Anyway, let me just end it there. Tomorrow, Tuesday, the Supreme Court will be hearing the suit on the leadership tussle of the ADC, as well as the crisis rocking the PDP as well. And when you look at these opposition parties, their house is not in order, and we are beginning to count down towards the 2027 general election. So if your house is not in order, eventually when you wrestle power from the ruling party, if possible, then how do you intend to put the country in order? Whether ADC or PDP, their homes is not in order, and they're confused, pointing fingers at the ruling party, which is the APC.
I have so many things to say, and I don't think time will permit me to say. Number one, we do not have only PDP and ADC in Nigeria. Okay. We have about 21 or 20-something political parties. So it is not a one-party state. So if PDP has crisis or ADC, that is their own cup of tea. And secondly, I don't know who the lawyer. If I were them, Back Channel will have done it. Channel will have done it. Guys, please withdraw your this thing. We need to have convention.
Yeah.
How do we do it? Balagumbe. This is the thing. Abi, this is what we want to do. This is what we want to do. As against going to the... Do you know that the court, the appeal court, send them back to the lower court that please go and listen to the substantive matter? Because they were appealing a court that says, please, come and show cause why we need to hear this matter. They appealed it. Now the court sent them back now. They say they want to go do their convention. Have you not learned from the incident of Zamfara? Have you not learned from the incident of Rivers State? Have you not learned all across the country? Even Taraba.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, are you guys in this country? But one thing I know about politicians, they don't see what we ordinary people see.
When we see white, they see black.
I'm telling you.
And that is politics for you. And that's why 2 + 2 in politics is never 4. It can be 10, it can be 25, it can be 50. Anyways, it is their business. If they like, they should put their house in order. If they like, they should not.
That's
2027 is almost here, and nobody should point accusing fingers at any of the political parties to be the one behind the crisis, rocking ADC and the PDP as well.
Okay, moving on to another story this morning. Military defense Borno strike as death toll rises. Now, the Nigerian military has defended an airstrike on Jili village market near the Borno-Yobe border, calling the target a terrorist enclave as public anger grows over reported civilian casualties. The strike carried out on Saturday under the Operation Hadinkai has sparked widespread backlash with local authorities, political leaders, and rights groups condemning the incident amid conflicting accounts of casualties. Local sources reported the death toll at over 40 civilians, while other reports indicated that figures could be significantly higher, reflecting ongoing confusion and lack of consensus over the exact number of casualties. The military, however, maintained that the location was a legitimate military target, describing Jili as a known logistic hub and convergence point for fighters of the Islamic State West African province. In a statement on Sunday, the media information officer of the Northeast Joint Task Force, Operation Hadinkai, Lieutenant Colonel Sani Uba, said the operation followed sustained intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions that tracked the movement of suspected terrorists, including motorcycles and gun trucks converging on the area. The air component of Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadinkai is a carefully, well-coordinated, planned, and intelligence-driven operation has successfully conducted a precision airstrike on a known terrorist enclave and logistics hub located near the abandoned village of Jili in Gubio local government area of Borno State. There you go. Which other story do I need to... Well, what I've come to know is when you have this kind of incident, we have casualties. We have civilian casualties because oftentimes these terrorists are embedded in the communities and they use them as human shield. That's what they do. And it's a tough call for military officers. It is either a situation of we complain that you have killed civilians or you've killed terrorists. Some people call them their brothers, their cousins and all that. And if you don't kill them, or be killed.
All right. Maybe those civilians are just collateral damage for this particular airstrike. And of course, the Nigerian Air Force had spoken through a press release apologizing for the casualties recorded during the strike. I'm also aware that that particular market where it happened had been closed for some years now.
They said it's abandoned village.
Yeah, abandoned village.
So who are the people there now? Who are the civilians? So that's how they say civilians are. Whereas civilians feed these people information. They feed them, they supply them food items, supply them petrol. So you are talking. So it's neither here nor there.
All right. Adebimpe, your story?
Okay, we're coming back to Lagos. Lagos equips PHCs to curb maternal infant death. The Lagos State government has distributed life-saving medical commodities to primary healthcare centers across the Ibejuleki, Etiosa and Ekpe local government areas as part of efforts to strengthen healthcare delivery and reduce maternal and infant mortality. The Permanent Secretary, Health District 3, Montserrat Adeleke, disclosed this at the distribution ceremony. According to a statement, Adeleke described the initiative as a critical step towards achieving universal health coverage. She explained that the intervention was aimed at equipping the PHCs, which she described as the foundation of the health system, with essential tools needed to save lives during childbirth and early childhood. Adeleke also highlighted the provision of neonatal and child health commodities, including and other oral rehydration salts.
Which of your glasses are you putting on?
No. There's some medical names I couldn't pronounce there. Yes, I remember.
Why can't you pronounce them?
I remembered when, because they're not English words, they're medical terms. I remembered when this particular project was proposed, and I said, look, if this is just for Etiosa, we just for Ibejuleki, Etiosa and Ekpe local government, that we just hope that it will be extended to other local governments and constituencies in Lagos. Good one from coming from Lagos State government as usual.
Yes, good one. Taxpayers' money at work. And, when our primary healthcare centers are very functional and effective, there will be no need for everybody to rush to the secondary facilities in the state. And I can actually vouch for the primary healthcare center at Oluwole in Ogba there.
Ogba
they run 24
yes,
hours.
yeah.
And the kind of treatment that they give people there, I'm surprised.
Yes.
You would think it's a general hospital.
I used to have a neighbor, with toddlers.
Yes, because a couple of people have been there.
And that is where she uses.
Day, I also disguised. I wanted to have a feel of what they do there. And the treatment was good and their service excellent.
To see someone, you disguised to go get medical attention.
To go get medical attention. I pretended to be in
like
need of
he
medical
needed
attention.
Medical attention.
Okay, the thing is, Lagos State government realized the import of having primary health care, and they are very intentional, even including moving forward. I've listened to the Honorable Commissioner for Health, Professor Akin Abayomi, the past couple of months, covering them, and they talked about even the structures that they get now. And I remember the National Health Fellows last week during the induction of the Cohort 2. They talked about some of the challenges they have, nurses, distance between one PHC and the other. But I think primarily, if getting the primary healthcare system working. In fact, the Primary Healthcare Board will be getting a new building very soon that will be commissioned by the Lagos State government, reinforcing the importance the state places on primary healthcare. I think what it does primarily is to attend to those issues of maternal mortality, issue of malaria, issue of vaccines, immunization. And this is, it is from ground up. You can now escalate it if it's more serious. When you talk about cancer, you're talking about all those ailments that the primary healthcare cannot handle. And I think it's a very good one. All over the world, that is the way to go. And I think Lagos is beginning to do something very significant in that direction.
Absolutely. All right, we go to the X platform now, see what is trending. Of course, the INEC chairman, Professor Joash Amupiton, SAN, trended over the weekend for so many reasons. And
honestly, the member of APC. The man had to come out and shout, I am not the member of APC. Look at him, they gave him cap. See,
but as the opposition party, in particular, ADC, calling for the resignation of this man at different fora all the time, is beginning to sound like a joke.
No, they're joking. Honestly, because one, there's nobody that you bring there now
that they will trust.
That they will trust. That office is a hot seat. There's nobody that you put there. Nobody. Even if you bring an angel now. I said, this is an angel.
He's carrying the file of INEC. He's holding the flag of APC.
And sometimes you notice, this is a campaign.
Look at this one. Just remove him.
It's a campaign of calumny. Some people sat down to design and do this. And we don't really need to do this. How do you want even the INEC chairman to behave? Some people will say, and I've heard so many, especially our friend Liberos, he's been on TV shouting that INEC shouldn't have removed
Raul's name and
all these people's name. And I'm beginning to wonder, is there an agenda here? Look, you have two parties going to court. They say, maintain status quo ante bellum. Now, the question is, and I think that's where I fault the court. The court should be explicit and stop using jargons or Latin words
that's
to
the
explain.
court of the language. That's the language of the court.
No, the court can as well, instead of saying...
but their lawyers can interpret for them.
See, when it comes even to the Constitution, it's subject to interpretation.
Because there are so many...
That is why you have the counsel, the prosecuting counsel, and you have the defendant,
there are so many sections and subsections of the Constitution. So the interpretation that you give to a particular section of the Constitution is not
different from... Yes,
it.
I'm telling you. So the court should have been explicit in the interpretation of saying, look, antebellum, I mean, does it mean when before David Mark was sworn in?
Or the time of Ralph?
Or the time of... they are the same thing. Or the one before the other guy took... Or the 2022. When this man was supposed to have resigned. The person that handed over to them. So when you're talking about status quo antebellum, that means before the war started, before the crisis started. So the court need to explain. But when you say it like it's subject to, and that is why, and I'm going to saying, look, and people forget easily. The man is a professor of law.
And is a senior advocate of Nigeria.
So in his capacity, in his knowledge and experience, he is well versed to understand. But he said, look, I need to be neutral. Until this court determines this matter. I'm not recognizing any of you.
All right. So the INEC chairman, Professor Joash Amupiton, SAN, is trending.
So this is
and
not,
I love what I saw earlier.
Fair. Yeah.
He's holding the flag of APC and holding the file of INEC by his right outside.
Did you see the one where he's like the inside was the cap of
Asiwaju?
Like it's not fair. And and if you look at these people, they may be tweeting from the room.
All right.
All of them gathered in one place with different phones. Don't let me tell you. Talk to this one.
Okay, that's what is trending on X platform this morning. The INEC chairman.
Arsenal is not trending.
Arsenal is also trending as well as Chelsea. Yeah. We'll take a very quick break at this moment. When we come back, we'll be looking at the African Democratic Congress, ADC, and INEC derecognition of its leadership. So we'll be having a lawyer in the house to come and give us the interpretation of what the court judgment says about the leadership of the ADC. I'm sure Joshua will be very interested. That conversation is after this break.